Hello and welcome back to Drama Investigator. Jeffree Star's assistant has quit working for him and exposed him. People in Jeffree's life who are close to him only stay for a certain period of time and then leave because they can't handle the drama and his antics. He's very different in person than he is on screen from what people gather. Maddie, who is now his ex-assistant, isn't the first person who has worked with him to leave and expose him. A while back, Jeffree's ex-hairdresser exposed him for being racist. So did YouTuber Thomas Halbert, who is going to work on a merch line with Jeffree. And these two examples have only been in the last couple of years. So hell knows why Maddie, Jeffree's assistant, left. But that's what we're going to investigate today. Maddie, who is Jeffree's longtime assistant and supposed best friend, had deleted all her pics with Jeffree, unfollowed him, and posted this cryptic message to her Instagram story. Believe it or not, there's not a single person you need in this life more than yourself. Put her first. So there's been some conspiracy Reddit threads that have emerged after all this drama went down that sounded pretty convincing in their reasoning as to why Maddie quit working for Jeffree. Someone had said theories/speculations. Jeffree is now a part-time resident of Wyoming and now must spend a certain amount of time there. I think he may want to start claiming residency there so he can get the state's tax benefits. I think it's possible that Maddie didn't want to have to delegate a substantial amount of time to living in Wyoming on top of everything else. Being a PA pretty much means you don't really get to have a personal life, and I think it's a thing a lot of people want to move on from being at a certain point. Disclaimer: we only see people's public personas. We have no idea how they really are in private life. Who knows, it could have ended on a great note and they just need to not look at each other for a bit, but I still think it's kind of surprising that they'd go as far to unfollow each other when the mute feature is now an option for Insta. Someone else speculated she's deleted a lot of pics. I think a job like that would be great when you're young, but there comes a time you have to move on and start concentrating on yourself. Another person replied, "Yup, you can move around a lot when you're younger, but when you enter a later phase of your life, it makes sense to want to hold down fort a bit more." Also, Jeffree took her on a lot of vacations with him, but I imagine it was probably hard for her to have personal time, visiting family, or doing whatever else she may have wanted to do. Maybe she just needed a break from being a 24/7 PA since March. Last I saw her was the Halloween deco, so not too long ago. I feel like it was probably this. As close as they were and as fantastic as it is to do stuff like go to Bora Bora, etc., I bet she had no time for personal trips and things like that. Sucks that it seems like it didn't end on the best note though. People have to quit jobs all the time for reasons like that. I think Maddie probably wanted to not move around so much, have more of a personal life, move on to a different phase in her career, or any and all of the above. It makes me sad that there is any hint it could have ended on a sour note, since all of those are perfectly legitimate reasons for leaving a job. I am sorry, she's deleted stuff and unfollowed. That is shocking. Jeffree seemed certainly close to her after so long as an employee/employer, and maybe just decided really cutting public ties would help her get a new job. She being in PR, needing to deal with the public image, etc. This is a good theory. I really like to think it was amicable. She still follows Jeffree Star Cosmetics though. Now I'm dying for that tea. Yep, that in itself makes it seem like it was more personal. She also posted an Instagram story about getting her lip fillers dissolved. I wonder if she's just growing and moving on and is wanting more fulfillment in life. Jeffree's lifestyle seems amazing, but I bet constantly being criticised by millions gets old for some people. It also totally makes sense as she's been in this role for a while now. Maybe the unfollow was just to make a clear distinction that she's no longer affiliated with him. Imagine the thousands of people that are going to constantly contact her about random Jeffree things going on if she didn't cut ties a bit. Let's hope that's the case anyway. I find it funny Nate was getting into fitness and then Jeffree and him broke up. Maddie got into fitness and now allegedly quits. Exercise really be improving people's life choices. Lol. Now if we delve into Madison's LinkedIn, we can see when she stopped working for Jeffree Star and his company, and it was very recent. Sometime this month actually. She's obviously got a lot of experience under her belt. Here's hoping Jeffree Star gives her a glowing reference, because without a doubt you can imagine the BS she's had to deal with. I mean the tea she must have. We want to know. Jeffree also hasn't mentioned anything about her leaving either, which suggests that he doesn't want to discuss his personal life drama online anymore. This could potentially mean that there was some sort of conflict, because if there wasn't, why wouldn't he clear up rumours and say something along the lines of, "Oh hey guys, my bestie has moved on to another role because I'm spending lots of time out in Wyoming now." You know, like definitely something has happened in my opinion. I don't blame her for quitting though. I mean, we can only imagine what she's had to deal with. Her job description on LinkedIn is such a lie. We know for a fact she probably had to deal with handling Jeffree Star having a meltdown every day, dealing with Shane Dawson's angry phone calls, wiping Jeffree Jeffree's dealing with angry beauty gurus, and the list goes on. I do hope she was compensated for her 24/7 round-the-clock time, because man, that poor girl. Now, another person has actually recently come out and exposed Jeffree Star yet again, and that was in fact his recent ex that he dated for approximately 6 weeks in August this year, Andre Marhold. Jeffree and Andre started hanging out on August the 22nd this year. Jeffree didn't initially reveal who he was dating. He had posted pics like so, not showing Andre's face, and at this point there was lots of speculation that Jeffree was dating a black man as a PR stunt because of his racist past. So yeah, Jeffree's love life turned sour with Andre pretty damn quick, and Jeffree exposed basically everything on his Instagram story.
Grab a Red Bull and let's dive in, because I just hopped on Twitter and there's a lot of Jeffree Star got robbed, Jeffree Star got this and that, Star didn't do. Listen, I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate, but sometimes when you meet people, surprise, they're not who they say they are. So y'all, real quickly, Jeffree Lynn got a little played. So I've been hanging out with someone, just two grown adults having and chilling, nothing serious, but I was presented a whole different person than who this man really was. So, and that's fine. Y'all know out there, I'm sure a lot of you out there have dated or dealt with or even hung out with some shady people, and yes, it happened to me. So, about a week ago, Jeffree Lynn discovered a lot of things, and this person secretly no job, no money, not even a bank account, and we're talking this person's 30 years plus. So all these things that I were told were all false. And I was lied to, and I was like, okay, bye, sweetie. It was really good meeting you. Thanks. Bye. And then all of a sudden, there's some Louis Vuitton luggage missing. There's some backpacks missing, and there's a few sunglasses missing. So Jeffree Star got robbed. No, someone just stole a few things. Now, I know, Jeffree, you can just rebuy it. I'm not complaining about no value, no money. It's just a principle. I don't care if someone steals a nickel off your counter. It's wrong. And if you revel and enjoy anything, if you enjoy bad news for anyone, including me, you're sick. Because I logged on Twitter and y'all, some people are like, yes, someone got him. I'm like, there's a special place in hell for you. But yeah, so some designer shit stolen from me, and it isn't about what it is, it's just about the principle. It's just sad. So instead of answering the phone, this person was just posting like they were still at my house, driving a car that they moved once in the parking lot. I'm like, this shit was so weird. So I just wanted my stuff back. It's all good. I'm sure I'm never gonna get it. I know I can go rebuy it tomorrow. It's just weird, and I'm not about being around weird energy. And if you're not doing anything with your life, I can't be around that. I'm a boss-ass bitch, I'm a Scorpio. I don't do that energy. Like, if you're not a go-getter and you don't have a life, I just didn't want to be around it. It's just two adults that went their separate ways, but can I have my...
Turns out Andre had a lot more tea on Jeffree, because Jeffree shut up real fast when Andre started threatening to expose him. Andre then went quiet for quite some time, 4 months to be exact. Andre then recently had an interview with Hollywood Unlocked, exposing how he met Jeffree and everything that went down. So basically, Andre liked some of Jeffree's pics, Jeffree then slid in Andre's DMs, and they started talking from there. It was then exposed that at the time Andre first got flown out to LA to meet Jeffree, that Andre wasn't with his baby mama per se, nor was he living with her, but in fact he was still sleeping with her. Apparently Andre didn't even know who Jeffree Star was, which everyone is saying is complete BS. He then started talking about his sex life with Jeffree, and that Jeffree was his way to get away from his baby mama. Now, with regards to the pictures he was in with Jeffree, apparently he was just used as a prop, and they even asked if anyone would recognize Andre's tattoos in the photos. Andre was like, no. And then Jeffree posted the pics with him on social media without Andre's knowledge. Then Andre woke up at 6 AM from Jeffree Star being asking Andre to make him turn his Instagram on private. Saucy, saucy. This is at the point where everyone had found out who Andre was. Apparently Jeffree was asking Andre, when it got exposed by the public that Andre was bisexual and dating Jeffree, he was asking Andre if he cared what people thought, and Andre said no. And then Jeffree told Andre allegedly, when it got exposed that Nate, his ex, was bi, Nate was crying, and I quote, like crying like a little bitch because his family found out. So this is obviously really sad that Jeffree was talking this way about Nate behind his back. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments.